Hello and welcome to the Uriah Jokes Podcast. The Uriah Jokes Podcast. And before I start saying jokes that will make this a factually accurate podcast, I need to talk about the elephant in the room. And the elephant is not in the room. The elephant is outside the room. But it's not actually an elephant. It's nothing like an elephant. Because if there's a giant elephant outside of my room, why would I be doing a podcast about jokes? Why would I be talking about the health benefits of muscle ease and aromatherapy spray that my shaman at CVS told me is gonna cure everything that needs to be cured in my life? I'm like, wow, is it gonna cure my meats? Is it gonna cure my lack of social commitment to a conversation about goats that I am not looking forward to? Is this about a conversation about another reason why I'm not gonna go to your hot yoga with goats in the park? I'm not gonna do it. If it's gonna be 80 degrees outside and the sun's out and I'm wearing tight clothes and I'm gonna be sweating like a Republican applying for food stamps, and it's gonna be hot and there's gonna be goats with horns walking around, I'm not gonna be able to relax. I'm not gonna be able to do a downward dog. I'm gonna be in a downward spiral being surrounded by these goats in the park. I cannot do yoga in the park. It's not something I wanna do. I'm not gonna be able to hit that out of the park. People are like, hey, you're right, when you wanna go for a walk in the park? Well, the last time I went for a walk in the park, I got mugged. I'm like, what the hell? This was supposed to be a walk in the park. Hey, this is ridiculous. Does my throat burn a little bit? Yes. Are my airway passages deflating a little bit? Yes. But this is something I live and I stand by my product. Even when I'm sitting down, I stand by the product. But the elephant of the room of what I was trying to talk about is that there's a landscaper that every Monday likes to just go with the lawnmower and just go around and around and around in a circle. It's not even long grass. It's short grass. It's not even Kentucky bluegrass. This thing can't play music to save its life. So they have a push mower. There's a huge lawn outside my front door. There's a huge lawn over there. There's a huge lawn over there. There's a huge lawn over there. When I go outside, it's like a dartboard. It's like, whoa, this lawn dart's coming in! So I pitched to the neighbors. I'm like, hey guys, we all hate the lawnmower that's being pushed around. Why don't we all pitch in and get him a riding lawnmower? They'll be half the time. And then everyone's like, we don't want a riding lawnmower. It's against the permits of the city council. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I can't go back to city council. They do not like me there. So what I'm saying is we're just gonna have to deal with the sound of a lawnmower. I tell you what, man, I don't understand it. I don't understand grass. Why did grass become the status symbol? Hey, look how green my grass is. My grass is doing what every grass in the world does if it gets water. There's nothing unique about having grass. Smoking grass, I'm okay with that, but this grass is unsmokable. And did you know that daisies, like dandelion, daisies, did you know you can make coffee out of that? Did you know that you can eat daisies? They're weeds, but also, not only are they edible weeds, they're not poisonous. Can you believe this? This is Big Lawn. Big Lawn has been lying to us for decades, lying to us for years. Years that go in the decades, that go in the centuries. And I'm tired of it. And my world is opening up right now. And you might be like, oh, you're right. I live in a city and there's no grass. I don't have to hear lawnmowers, but I bet you hear a dump truck all the time. A dump truck dumps What? Manure. What does manure do? Manure does the lawn. I'm telling you, people talk about billionaires running the country. I'm telling you, it starts with, at the bottom, lawns. And then what happens? Big lawn. Big lawns, golf courses. What happens on golf courses? You got George Bush saying he's going to win the war on terror. That's a dated reference. Golf course, what happens at the golf course? Goldman Sachs. What happens at Goldman Sachs? Billionaires. Billionaires, lawns. It's all connected. It's all connected. This wasn't even on the docket. I was supposed to open up with, let's talk surprises. And then I guess I was surprised to go on a long tangent about golf courses. So let's get into the show then. Surprises are great when you're a kid. Surprises are fun. You go home and you're surprised by a pizza. Oh, my parents, it's a pizza party. And then it's like, they have a salad. It's like, who wants the salad with the pizza? You know what that is? You know what that's like? When there's a pizza party and then you have the salad, that's like when you had a birthday party and you would invite every kid in class, even though one kid was just a salad kid, that no one wanted to hang out with him. Sure, he had a little bit of croutons that hung out with him, but they only hung out because they were on top. Like, they were the leaders. They were just a croutons, he's just a salad. And then you got, you hear it, and then you got this guy, it's like, hey, give him the salad, he's the salad kid. But then when you start growing older and older, the type of surprises you get are horrible. Even when you're a kid, what? You have a Kinder Surprise, a little chocolate egg with a little joking hazard inside, a little good family fun there. Then what happens? Then when you're an adult, you can get something called a kindergarten surprise, where you have a one-night stand, you're having a child. That's a horrible surprise. For a couple minutes of ecstasy leads to a lifetime of regret, alimony, driving around in a 2008 Toyota Prius where you yell about lawnmowers. I mean, well, what else will happen? You'll be like having a really long day, right? You have a long day and you're like, oh, I can't wait to just get home, put the frozen pizza in the oven, smoke a little bit of a joint, and then just go, hey, ho, let's go watch some Netflix. And then you realize, oh, I don't subscribe to Netflix anymore. So then you look up and you go to HBO Max, and you're like, oh, HBO Max does exist, and I have to download a new app. Before you know it, I'm downloading another app, and then I forgot about the pizza that's out burning in my oven. This thing is terrible. It's one make me want to sneeze. So then you're like, that's all you want to do. So you're driving home. You're listening to the Growlers. You're listening to some The Night at the Roxbury playlist. You're grooving out. You get home. You turn on the lights. Surprise! Holy shit! All these strangers are in my house. And then I'm like, I'm 2 doors down, guys. That guy's 2 doors down. You ever have a surprise birthday party of a bunch of strangers in your house when they think it's somebody else, and then you realize, holy shit, this guy not only has a better birthday party than me, this guy has all the people that, if I took everyone that ever come to all my birthday parties, including the salad kid, put them all together in one room, it would be chaos. There would be fights. There would be a lot of alimony, a lot of divorcees being like, what the hell you doing here? I mean, like, I don't understand. All I'm saying is that when someone says, hey, you're in for a surprise, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is, or my mind will run rampant in the curiosity of what is going to happen next. And when my mind runs rampant, I get cramps because I'm out of shape. I'm out of shape. So, when people ask me, Uriah, do you like surprises? I'm like, get the hell away from me. Now, I don't like surprises. Like, a surprise to me is like, I get up on stage and tell a joke and it doesn't work. I'm like, oh, I'm surprised. But hey, let's get to some jokes. Otherwise, this won't be the Uriah Jokes podcast. It'll be Uriah yells about a landscaper and a salad kid. All right, here we go. Here we go. Joke number one, man. So what's going on in LA right now? There's a writer's strike. And the actors are going to start joining the strike. So at this strike, people are picketing in front of like Paramount Studios, in front of all, the major entertainment companies. And what I'm trying to figure out is how long can I be at the picket until I can go get the free pizza? I'm trying to figure out because I want to help the strike, but I also want to eat. I also don't want to be the salad kid, but I also don't want to be the surprise pizza kid. You know what I mean? And people ask me, Uriah, what type of? Oh, we got another Domino's joke here. Okay, another Domino's joke. I like eating Domino's, especially late at night, because it's signifying how my life is actually going. Oh, it wasn't the first domino to fall, but it certainly was the last. Started drinking, fell off the wagon, called ex-girlfriend, Domino's pizza, man. Calling your ex-girlfriend and ordering Domino's pizza go hand in hand, man. They go like sweet and sour, man. They go like popcorn and Coca-Cola. Nothing goes together like the domino falling of your last relationship to the domino falling of you falling off the wagon or falling off your diet on the Domino's pizza wagon, man. Nothing is like the same. And this friend of mine's like, hey, Uriah, you want to play lacrosse? I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And then apparently this was the lacrosse church. So I just went there and knelt and stood up and knelt and stood up. And I'm like, this isn't fun. Man, I got an escalating fear. That's why I don't go on escalators. Hey. And here we go. Last joke here, guys. Last joke, and I'm gonna give some advice. Uriah, I didn't think this podcast will go from a rant about the salad kid to advice. That's right. You're gonna get life advice. It's gonna be advice that you experience in life, which technically is life advice. But first, I finally got around to watching Good Will Hunting. I didn't watch it because I thought it was a documentary about some gold digger trying to find a goodwill. He's Good Will Hunting, hey. But here we go, some advice. Advice, guys, advice. If the early bird gets the worm, just move where it rains. Then you don't have to wake up early. You wake up any time you want, as long as it's raining, as long as it's moist, you will get that worm. And last but not least, they say you shouldn't live in the past, but I think living in the past is the best way to predict the future. It's like, Uriah, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is yesterday, and yesterday is today, so what you're asking me is to predict the future of what I'll be doing the day after tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be doing the day after tomorrow. What I do know is I know the lottery numbers from yesterday, so if the same lottery numbers are from the day before yesterday, of the day before the day. And why would you want to live in a present? Just waiting to be opened? Sitting in a box of lies, wondering what decisions you have made in your life cause you to be like, you know what, I want to be living a present. What type of present? You live in a car with a big bow on it? How about that? You want to live in your car, you want to be homeless, put a bow on it, you live in a present. You're the most centered, in-line human being on the planet. Decades. People take decades to meditate, to try to center themselves and live in the present. Well, it's easier to just put a bow on a car, and I'll put a bow on this podcast. And this has been your Uriah Jokes Podcast.